Welcome back to Heroes Next Door. Thank you all for joining us today. Today we're doing something special. It's something that we've never done before on the channel. So pay attention, and here we go. Thank you for joining us today. Today we are at the Delaware County Technical School. We're going to be taking a look at their emergency protective services, and you are one of the lead instructors, right?
Yes, sir.
And your name is?
Keston Weimer.
Thanks for inviting us out.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Thank you for coming.
Tell us about this program. What's going on?
So this is a comprehensive overview of public safety for high school students throughout the Delaware County area. We have sophomores, juniors, and seniors. Students that come here are interested in careers as a police officer, firefighter, EMT paramedic, dispatcher, you name it, and we offer a number of certifications and training opportunities.
So this is more of a VOTEC school. So you on campus here, you have like auto mechanics, you have
career and technical education. We have everything from carpentry to auto mechanic to our body shop to health sciences programs, advertising and design. Early childhood education. We have a number of programs, 20 plus.
That's awesome. Back when I was going through school, I went through that. I did auto mechanics, and we were only offered, carpentry, auto mechanics, and culinary arts.
Yeah, it's definitely grown significantly. I mean, we've had a big boom in career and technical education over the past few years.
We appreciate you incorporating the emergency services because that's where we're really lacking in America.
Absolutely.
The lack of volunteers or the lack of interest. So bringing them in at the high school level is pretty cool to see. So, and you guys got pretty much a simulated firehouse here.
Yeah, that was the idea. That was absolutely the idea.
You have classrooms for the classroom time, right?
Yep.
And I heard you also have a simulator. Can we take a look at those in a little bit?
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely, to show you guys everything.
How about we go into the firehouse and do a station cribs of your firehouse?
Sounds good to me.
All right.
All right.
Before we get started, I want to mention that our sponsor today is a paramedic coach. We're going to talk about him in a little bit. How about you tell us what you got here?
Sure. So this is our lab. This is where pretty much all of our hands-on learning takes place. The idea behind this is we wanted to make it as close to a real fire station as possible. Moving from this way to that way, you can see this is our dispatch board. This is actually tied in to see every dispatch in Delaware County. Students can kind of keep track of different calls going on in the county. Sometimes makes for good discussion.
Right, so this is more like the I am responding or the smart boards that we've seen.
Exactly. And it just allows us to stay more connected to what's going on outside. Every student is issued their own set of turnout gear, personal protective equipment. You can see here we have 13 students in our AM class and we have 22 students in our PM class. So we have pretty decent number.
So I noticed that the labels on them aren't necessarily all from the school. Are they volunteers at other places?
Correct. A lot of this gear was actually donated by our area fire departments, which they've been unbelievably supportive. Can't thank them enough. But yeah, I would say well over half of our students are a member of a local fire department or EMS organization.
And these are the same kind of racks that you have in a regular firehouse.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was part of it, trying to get into more of the type of learning and I guess I should say type of skills you'll be doing in the field. You're not really gearing up with this stuff stowed on the ground nice and neat. You're in the middle of lunch and you're running and getting up and going to your gear rack to put on the gear and go to the call.
Right. That's absolutely awesome to see. You also have a fire truck.
Yeah, this I would say is our pride and joy here. So this is engine 28. We chose the number 28 because none of the police departments or fire departments here in Delaware County use it. Just a number to help us facilitate our training and stuff like that.
Is this a working fire truck?
Working fire truck. It's a 1980 Hahn engine, pumps 1,200 gallons of water per minute, has a 500-gallon tank, and still runs and pumps like a champ.
Okay. So in a little bit, maybe we can get one of your students to walk us through it.
Absolutely. These guys are actually going through equipment right now. So yeah.
So tell us where we're at in the building. This is an entire building of multiple schools.
Correct. This is not the only program in this building. In this school, we have at least a dozen other programs, and we do have another campus at Aston that has some additional ones as well.
Okay. But this looks like a regular engine bay. So you have
the idea for
your
sure.
truck back here, some of your storage, A, B, and C platoons.
Yeah, these are our EMS cabinets. So for our EMT portion of the curriculum, each student's put into a squad, and this facilitates what they would respond out of for any type of call. So they're responsible for keeping track of that equipment, making sure it's stocked and ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have an ambulance available to them too.
We do. We have, it has everything on it that you would find a BLS ambulance to have out in the state of Pennsylvania.
Okay. So as a student here, am I able to get my EMS certifications?
Yeah, so we offer several certifications. By far the most useful being Pennsylvania and National Registry EMT. Our students can gain that at 16, and then when they turn 18, I mean, they can hit the ground running and get a job right away.
Wow, that's awesome to have.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that we always struggle with is how far do we need to go in education? Do I need a college education? Do I need to advance and masters and all that kind of stuff? But realistically, going through high school, taking a class like this in high school, they can come out and start working right away.
Absolutely. We also offer CPR through American Heart Association, first aid, stop the bleed, NIMS classes through FEMA, hazardous materials awareness. We are hoping to add some Pennsylvania State Fire Academy courses next year. Hopefully there's more to come on that.
Yeah.
But trying to get them every credential that's going to help them gain employment or further their career when they get out of here.
Right. It's a great first stepping stone in, reaching that younger generation.
Yeah.
One of the things about our channel is we're trying to reach the younger generation, saying that we need more volunteers or people interested in becoming professionals.
Yep.
And, we struggle trying to get those out there. Every fire department out there, I just did a podcast in regards to recruitment and retention. This is a good way to do that.
Absolutely. I mean, because, and I tell this to all of our emergency services organizations, although half of them are members of different departments, half of them are not.
Right.
And we have many that come through here and wind up, getting the bug and loving it and wind up, with a full-on career.
Right. So I see they're doing their trucks today.
Yeah.
I also noticed that it's not just guys. You have girls in the program too.
Absolutely. I mean, we have a pretty good, I think we have at least 10 or 12, girls in the program, which is great. I mean, we reach, I think, every
It's important
class.
to have that diversity.
Absolutely.
You want to be able to fill those roles because many times when we think of EMS and fire, we think the manly roles. But there are so many other aspects of the fire service that a female can fill.
Oh, anything. Yeah, I mean, and they're held to the same standards, and I mean, occasionally they run circles around them. Maybe you'll see that in some bunker racing later. But
what's on the other side of your fire truck?
Sure, we can take a walk over there if you like. Right. So on this side here, we have some more equipment. We have 12 new Scott SCBAs actually on order. They're due to be delivered in a few weeks, but that'll supplement these additional ones we have. This was recently purchased through the fire store. They have been super helpful to us. This is a SCBA fill station, so we can fill our air cylinder.
Yeah. What did you used to do before you had the fill station?
We had to bother our local fire companies, which they were more than helpful. I will shout out to Fulcroft Fire Company right up the street for all the help they gave us with that. But now we don't have to bother those guys anymore.
This is another technical aspect that is important for people to learn how to do.
Have to know how to fill bottles.
It's very dangerous at times that filling bottles. So having this as a teaching resource. And learning how to do it and do it properly is pretty important.
For sure.
We've done a couple of episodes of air lights and stuff like that that have these kind of things on it. So teaching these kids young, learn how to do it is pretty cool.
100%.
You have a Sims man behind you.
Yeah, this is a trauma mannequin. So this was originally designed for the military, but we practice various aspects of managing a trauma patient on him. He can bleed, and we can practice tourniquet application, wound care, bleeding control. We could simulate anything from a tension pneumothorax to cardiac arrest. I mean, you name it.
Wow.
So yeah, he's a really good resource for the EMS portion of the curriculum.
And as I'm looking around, if I really take a big circle around here, I'm very impressed that it looks like a typical engine bay.
We wanted it to feel like the real thing.
Yeah, you have your mechanic station over here to maintain your equipment.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we part of the job is making sure the equipment is ready and working. We cover small engine repair. You got to make sure your saws are working and stuff. This is another piece of equipment. This is something we recently got as well as our turnout gear dryer.
Okay.
So we have our ability to wash and clean PPE now, which is awesome.
Right, and on top of all that, you also have one of the things that a lot of firehouses are envious of.
Oh yeah, for sure. The forcible entry door is great. I mean, this is I think a student favorite for sure. But yeah, students are able to practice various aspects of forcible entry on this thing.
Right,
which is good.
That is absolutely awesome. Now, upstairs, you have a ton of supplies. I was doing a walk around earlier. You have all your supplies up there, but you also have, the donated helmets. I saw that you had motorcycle helmet, you have a football helmet, you have different styles helmets. That all incorporates back into the trauma stuff that we're talking about.
100%. Yeah, I mean, we try to, you can learn how to backboard and collar somebody, but what happens when a football player becomes injured? What happens when a motorcyclist, gets injured? So that is part of it as well, for sure.
You got this thing covered, brother.
Thank you. It's been great.
How about we take just a moment and go outside and take a look at your smokehouse?
Absolutely.
And then we're going to come back and take a look at your engine and your ambulance.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So out back here, you have an ambulance. We'll take a look at this in a little bit.
Okay,
Let's go over to your smokehouse.
Yeah, so this was something that we just made out of your everyday shipping container. We wanted some place for the students to be able to practice building searches, advancing hose lines, fire suppression, and we can really do all of this here. And we're able to generate smoke and simulate a fire environment inside of here.
Okay.
We kind of have it set up as best as possible as a small apartment. You can see we have a few of our dummies in here.
Okay.
But When we do fill this up with smoke, I mean, it is blacked out, pitch black, bang to the floor.
Right. So we've seen a lot of these Connex boxes used for this kind of thing. We went out to Monticello in Indiana. They have stacks of them put together.
Yeah.
We also have one in East Brandywine that we did that they have, and they smoke it up too. So again, having this as that younger generation, learning how to do this in a safe environment, you know, as their education, that's awesome.
Absolutely. That's a lot of fun
to see. You know, these are the kind of things that, you know, growing up, we didn't have.
Yeah.
So bringing it to them and understanding that these are the needs in education that they're going to have, pretty cool.
Exactly, yeah, for sure.
So you have an ambulance here. This was a donation, or?
Yeah, this was donated by Collingdale Fire Department, another one of our agencies that have been more than helpful and more than supportive over our time here.
Okay. Before we get into that,
yes, sir.
I want to talk about our sponsor just a little bit. After 28 years of being a field medic, one of the most difficult parts I have is remembering all the protocols and things that we have to use to get our job efficiently. Just take a look at what we have here. We have all of our medications, IVs, and intubation. The old school way we used to use was an EMS field guide. It has a lot of information, but it's outdated. Nowadays, we have the Paramedic Coach. The Paramedic Coach program is not unlike a field guide where it's got all the information, but he's also a mentor. So it's very important, no matter whether you're in the beginning, middle, or end of your career, to have a mentor. That mentor is going to help guide you through the changes in the career. This program is set up for EMT, Advanced EMT, and Paramedic. This program has over 420 easy to understand classes, no matter if you're going back to physiology and anatomy or you're talking about medications. One of the best things about this program is it's a one-time fee, lifetime access. So no matter if you're in the beginning and just getting into school or you're 5 years into your career, you can always go back to it. One of the huge bonuses of this program is their social networking. They have a private Facebook group that have over 1,000 members in many different stages of their career that you can learn from and network with. So whether you're at the beginning, middle, or end of your career, the Paramedic Coach program is something that you need to be part of. So I can't say enough good things about the Paramedic Coach. Definitely hit him up and check out his website, join his program. You'll really appreciate it. So this is your ambulance?
Yes, sir. So this was donated by Collingdale Fire Company. They've been unbelievably supportive of the program, but this is basically a fully stocked BLS ambulance, you know, that we use for all of our training purposes during the EMT program.
Okay, for those that don't know, what does BLS stand for?
So BLS stands for Basic Life Support. Basic Life Support has to do with our EMT program. So Basic Life Support is provided by our emergency medical responders and our emergency medical technicians. Advanced Life Support is provided by our paramedics. Our students here are trained to the BLS level in the EMT program, and this is a realistic tool, something they would use in the field to work off of.
This was an active truck at one point.
Oh, absolutely it was, yeah, for many years with Collingdale Fire Company.
Can we take a look inside?
Absolutely, absolutely. So students will work on treating patients back here. They'll work on treating patients while they're moving during all different types of scenarios.
I really appreciate the fact that you have a full stretcher. It's just, you know, learning how to take those in and out.
Yeah,
you know, even a lot of my officers that I work with today don't know how to use stretchers.
For sure, it's a learning curve.
Teach them how to use stretchers is important. But you can get in here and work a regular code. You can work a trauma, you know, and rather than just having a closet. Like I've seen some education centers that just have a closet that has it. You have a physical ambulance.
It's the real thing.
That you need to learn to pick up, put things in.
100%.
Again, I can't say enough. This is awesome to have.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a great resource, great tool.
So let's go back inside. Maybe we get some of your students to search the fire truck.
Absolutely, let's go.
All right.
So this is Curtis, Gabe, and Andrew. They're going to show you the fire engine.
Nice to meet you guys. Thank you very much.
Me too.
Appreciate you guys being here and taking time out and helping us out here. And we want to take a look at your fire truck. Can you tell us what you got?
So we have our pumper. It's got rescue tools on it as well, so we can do anything between fires or vehicle accidents, rescues, anything.
So what year is this truck?
This is a 1980 Holland.
Okay. Now you are a senior, junior, sophomore? What are you?
Senior.
Senior. So you've been in this program, you're almost done, right?
Yeah, this is my second year.
Tell me what you have on the truck.
So obviously our driver's seat. You got a driver's air pack over here in the center, flashlight. Go to our jump seat. We have riding assignments on here.
Okay.
So right here, you're going to be laying out hit the hydrant, and the other seat with the air pack is our barman. So you grab your tool and get to work.
Right.
Next compartment here, have our can, set of irons, and a closet hook. Any extra tools you need to get off, get your barman to grab his tool here.
So a set of irons, what do you mean by a set of irons? A lot of people don't know what that means.
So a set of irons, what we do, put a flathead axe and a Halligan together. used mainly for forcible entry.
Okay.
It helps. So.
Yeah. And then the pump panel here. This is, doesn't have a whole lot of digital stuff on it, but do you guys learn pumps here?
If you would like to, we ask our instructor when we do fire. He's more than gladly to teach us.
Wow, that's a good skill to have. That's an extra class even from Firefighter 1 that I needed to take afterwards to learn how to do pumps. The fact that you guys are getting that at a high school level is pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
So how do you like the program so far?
I love it. It's a lot of great people. Everybody puts their minds together. We work great together. The instructor's great. Gives us lots of his knowledge being in the field and being an instructor.
What got you started in the service?
I'm a volunteer fireman in Edgemont, so I wanted to come here because get the fire experience with the class.
Right. Do you have family that's been in fire service before, or are you first generation?
My father's fireman.
Okay. So we noticed that, across the country, there are a lot of generations that, continue the fire service, but there's a lot of new people that are starting the service too. So we're trying to get those people that are new to come help us join. So what else do you have back here?
This is our engineer's compartment for their pump panel, driver. These are our pony sections for need just a little bit more just to connect to the pump or the hydrant. Have our adapters connect different size hoses to each other or break off with a Y.
Okay. Why is it important to have different size hoses or different size adapters?
You may need to go from bigger hose to a smaller hose or smaller to bigger. You need to extend, break off from bigger, go to 7 different lines, different directions.
So a fire truck like this, can they do multiple hoses at one time, or do you need multiple fire trucks?
You can do multiple lines at once.
Wow, that's pretty cool to see. Is that why you have all the gauges, or I thought this was all just for one hose?
No,
that's for multiple.
Everything has its own lever to charge the line.
Okay, cool. What's in this compartment?
This compartment has another air pack, our toolboxes, our lights, and our code reel with another extinguisher.
Wow. For being as old as this truck is, the fact that it's still functioning and looks how clean this is a testament to you guys. One of the things that we take pride in the fire service is making sure our equipment is functional and ready to go. This is 1980s. Probably long before you guys were even born, this truck was in service, but it's still running today. And that's a testament to how well you guys take care of this.
Yeah, we love taking care of our apparatus.
So, what else you have?
Next compartment here, we have all our hand tools.
Wow.
Another flathead axe, Halligan, a maul. We have two kinds of saws, chainsaw and a circular saw.
Okay.
We also have another blade here. They are battery saws.
Okay.
Which is a plus. Doesn't choke out the fumes with with smoke.
Right. Yeah. Whole lot cleaner going to battery power. We see that a lot now. That as we go across, people are switching even their hearse tools or their rescue tools to battery powered. Sometimes it's a little bit heavier, but it gets into service that much quicker.
Yep.
So you don't have to worry about starting it and making sure you have the oil, the right mixture. Going to electric is pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
So the fact that the school is keeping up with that, even though, like I said, it's an older truck, you guys have modern technology on this truck.
Yeah.
So, all right, what's below?
Have our gas fan and spare fuel for it.
Okay. And what would you use a fan for?
Getting smoke out, or if there's a gas leak or something in the house, you can use it to ventilate the gas.
Okay. So you're doing a positive or negative pressure ventilation, right?
Yep.
Very cool. The fact that you guys, again, I'm 100% amazed. I had no idea these kind of schools even existed. So the fact that you guys are in here learning this, doing this is something cool that we haven't had a chance to show. And you guys are doing it right.
Yeah.
So, now you have a friend that's going to show us the back of the truck, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's go meet him. And what's your name?
My name's Gabe.
Nice to meet you, Gabe. Thank you for taking us around the truck. You're going to show me the back side of the truck, right?
Yep.
All right, what do you have back here?
All right, so right here at the back of the engine, we have our can, propane can.
Okay, so this is a typical water can, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Right here, we have our entry recorder, 300 feet, with a combination nozzle.
Okay.
2.5, 200.
Okay, and it's got a smooth bore on it, I
Yes,
see?
it does.
Okay.
500 feet of 3-inch with a 100 feet of entry recorder for reverse lane.
Okay.
1,000 feet of 4-inch.
Wow. The one thing that I noticed back here is that you have these things stacked up perfectly. It's almost like it's picture perfect.
Yes.
Do you guys learn how to do this, or how did this all come about?
Well, me personally, I like my stuff packed nice and stuff, so I take advantage and repacking the hose.
Okay. Now, a lot of fire departments, debate whether they're doing a cross lay, they're doing on top, on the side. Who decides how to pack that in there? Is that your instructor, or do
Yes.
you guys as a crew learn how to do that?
He teaches us, but we have to get to know how to pack it, so we do it ourselves.
Okay. And you have a booster line down salon?
Yes, we do.
That's more of our trash lines, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if I needed to hook this engine up to a hydrant, do I use back here or do I use the side? How does that work?
You can use this, and you can also use the side of the engine too.
Okay. And then this is your supply off the back?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And then the different nozzles. You mentioned you have a combination nozzle and a smoothbore nozzle, right?
Yes.
Why is there two different nozzles?
It's for the size of hose, or not the size of hose, GPM, gallons per minute.
Okay.
So
So a smoothbore can put out a lot more water than
Yes.
a combination. A combination can do basically the old garden hose where you can twist it down to spray versus a straight stream, right?
yes,
Okay. And the advantage of having a combination is what?
fog stream, straight stream.
Okay. So we did a video a while ago where we actually did a live burn, and we were able to use it to ventilate the room once we knocked down the fire. So having a fog on your truck is very important, but also having a smooth bore is pretty important.
Yes.
Thank you for showing us around. Before I forget, what grade are you in,
I'm in 11th grade.
and how did you get started here?
I heard it from a few friends from my school. This is my second year.
This is your second year. So what got you into it besides your friends? Do you have family that is involved?
Yes, my whole family was in the fire service, so
Okay.
I'm taking over.
Okay. Are you thinking of becoming a volunteer or a career?
I am a volunteer right now.
You're a volunteer right now. Well, I thank you for your service.
Thank you.
So you are Andrew?
Yep.
All right, nice to meet you. Thank you for inviting us out. So what year are you in?
I'm currently a senior.
A senior. Okay. So this is the second year you're in the program? Or?
My second year.
Okay. And what got you involved in the fire service?
More or less, my brother always volunteered, and I found this program through my school, and I decided to join in. Here I am.
Okay. So the two guys that we saw before, do you go to the same school?
Like Gabe on the other side, he's switched to my school, so
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So this whole service has multiple schools that contribute to it, correct?
Usually most of the schools in the county.
How far do you travel from your school to here?
About a 30-minute ride.
Okay. And do you spend all day here? How does that work?
Usually for, at least for me, I spend half the day at my regular school, and then for the other half I would be bused here, so then I can go through the curriculum of the EPS.
Wow, wow. So I appreciate you doing that, and hopefully this will continue for you as you grow up. All right, on this side of the truck, we got a whole different set of stuff. Can you show us what's in there?
Yeah, sure. So here, this is where we store our ladders. We have a 10-foot roof ladder. We have an extension ladder, and then we have a 10-foot attic ladder up here.
Okay. That doesn't look much like a ladder. How does that work?
So what it's supposed to do, since it's an attic ladder, you're supposed to bring it inside, and since you can compact it down, it'll be easier to transfer in between like narrow corners and hallways. So you can also raise it up into that.
So it spreads out, kind of, and then you can put it up into the attic. That's pretty cool. And you have some extra set of hose.
Yeah, here we have a extra Cleveland load.
Okay. And what's that used for?
Usually it's if you need a bit of extra like attack hose, you can just pull it off, attach it to a hose that just needs like a bit more extension to get farther into a fire, and just fill it up and you're ready to go.
Okay. And what's in the compartments here?
Right here we have our cribbing. Since this is the rescue side, we have tarp, and we have some extra equipment for help keeping the vehicle stabilized.
Okay. So you guys also learn a little bit of vehicle rescue stuff too. Not just putting fires out, but the whole aspect of being a firefighter. I love the fact that you guys aren't using wood anymore. You went to the composites like that. It doesn't absorb as many oils. It doesn't get all worn down. That's pretty cool to have. Again, for being an older fire truck, having modern equipment on it, pretty slick to see. So what else you have?
So over here in this compartment is where we keep our generator for our hearse tools, and usually we just have to pull this out and hook it up to one of our hearse tools, and we can tear up a vehicle if we need to.
Wow, that's cool. So that's a gas powered, so you have already fuel on the truck for the smoke ejector. Does it use the same fuel, or has this got its own supply?
The same fuel, but usually we do keep extras on truck just in case.
All right. What else we have? And where's your hearse tool?
Ironically, it is right here.
Of course, we were getting to it.
So in here, right here, we have a hydraulic ram tool, so you can spread open a probably crushed vehicle so you can possibly pull out a victim.
Okay. So that's to help to roll the dash and get that up out of the way, and make sure that the A and B posts have enough room to get somebody out.
Yes.
And then you all have a combination tool up top?
Yeah, we also have a combination tool, and for usually what we have to do is in case we have to, if the vehicle you can't use the ram to open it, you can cut off the roof.
Right.
So you can also like help pull out victims, or in case like it could fall, so you can help it with the cribbing.
Right. So having an old hearse tool that's a combination, you can do cutting through the A and B post and the roof, but it also spreads. So that's why we mean combination, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And up top, I see you got more hose.
Yeah. Up top here we have two attack lines,
Okay.
and we both use the combination nozzle.
Yeah.
So in case we roll up onto a fire, we just pull and go.
Okay. These seats, the other seats, he told us they were already pre-assigned. Are these seats assigned too?
Yeah, they are. All of our seats are assigned to different students. We even have the extra air packs up top.
Okay. And what's in your hand there?
Here we have some New York pipe poles.
Okay. And those are used for what?
Usually we can use them for ventilating on the roof.
Okay. I heard you use those quite a bit to pull down ceilings too, because you got to look if there's something in the attic or you got fire that's in an entire room. You got to use those longer poles because, I'm, 5'11". I can't necessarily touch the roof. Using a pipe pole to pull that ceiling down is pretty important, right?
Yeah, usually if you're like searching for victims, or mostly like if you're trying to search for the source of a fire, like during either your primary or secondary search, you can use this to pull down the roof in case that you find that's where the fire is.
Right. And a lot of overhauling too. So we go up into the officer seat, right?
So over here we have the officer's seat. We have one of our radio straps here. And if we were to climb in, we have another one of our radios, obviously for the driver, officer's pack, and keep some extra tools. We even have the binoculars back here and a flashlight.
Why would you need a pair of binoculars on a fire truck?
In case if you were to roll up on scene and something looks off, and you can use your binoculars, say is a truck that tipped over and it had it was a tanker. You could see for any like suspicious activity or any labels that could identify if it's hazmat.
Right.
So then you can call for a hazmat crew to
Yeah,
help.
because the last thing we want is going right into, it's all about that scene safe, make sure everything is good, how many victims, that kind of stuff that we talk about. Having binoculars on a fire truck is important. So, very cool. Thank you for showing us around. We really appreciate it. We're going to take a look at the rest of the school here, and we're going to do some drills. So hopefully you can participate with us. Once again, Andrew, thank you.
Thank you.
So with all the students here today, we're going to do a little drill that we used to do in our firehouse of donning and doffing our equipment. And we want to get these guys to understand how to put it on properly and how quickly you can do it. They should do it with under 30 seconds or under a minute. Usually a minute is what they're going to use for. So we have the whole student class here today, and we're going to see how they do.
All right, everybody ready? Bunker drill. Thirty seconds.
Chin straps. Everybody got the chin straps, gloves. See how they're doing. They're doing pretty good. Now, obviously, today we're not using air packs, but we would also do this with air packs.
Absolutely.
Make sure that everything's up. Collar's not up. Get your collar up. Yeah. Good.
Collars
Man.
are the killer.
Nice work. Good job, guys. Good job. How many times do you guys practice this?
Quite often.
Quite often. Why? Why is it important to practice this kind of thing?
I want to make sure you got all your stuff on the right way. You don't want to get burnt.
Right. Yeah, it's really about protecting you guys and making sure that, yeah, our adrenaline's going to go up. When that bell goes off and that fire truck needs to go, our adrenaline goes through the roof. and we kind of get tunnel vision. So in order to do these things properly and make sure that we're safe, we got to keep practicing it over and over. It almost becomes that muscle memory. So, you know, having those kind of pants, what's different about this set of gear versus just going in a fire like this?
Our fire gear has three layers. There's the outer layer, the thermal layer, and an inner layer. Each layer is a different kind of protection, reduces the amount of heat.
Okay. Can you still get burned wearing that kind of stuff?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and I noticed behind us here, you have some of the old coats that were burned. So just because you're wearing firefighter gear doesn't mean you're completely safe. But we want to protect ourselves as much as possible, right? So what do you have on? Can you explain to me what you have on from head to toe?
Helmet gives you head protection. Also helps when it's raining out. Keeps the rain from going down the back of your neck.
Okay.
Next you have an Nomex hood. Protects your ears and your neck when you have your mask on. Jacket. It's like a normal jacket. Just put it on, zip it up. Velcro, you're all good. Set of gloves keeps your hands from being burnt. Then you go to your pants. Some have harnesses. You can just kind of clip over. And then you go to your boots with a steel toe.
Okay. I notice you have very large pockets on it too. What do you have in your pockets?
Yeah. Everybody chooses their own kind of things to put in pockets. I have some rope. I have some rescue gloves. Some door chalks, that kind of thing. I also have a few like little hand tools that I prefer. So
very cool. Very cool. All right, thank you for doing that. We're gonna get one guy or maybe two guys to do it with an air pack. So this time we're actually gonna do a full air pack. So you are
Daniel.
Nice to meet you, Daniel. Thank you for doing this. And you volunteer at Radnor Fire Company?
Yep, Radnor Fire Company.
All right, so we're gonna do this whole drill with the air pack. See how you do.
All right, sounds good.
All right, at your mark, bunker drill. It's on air. You're at 1 minute.
Good job, 1 minute, 11 seconds.
All right, I'm gonna hold you on that for just a moment. So tell me again what gear you have here. You have a mask, which is, this one's an MSA air pack, right? And helmet.
Yep.
And you have to have the chin strap. Yeah, you got it, it's on there.
Yep.
You got your hood, you got your neck, and flashlights. I noticed a lot of people carry flashlights. Why?
Yeah, so in case it's dark out, in case there's low visibility due to smoke, just helps see better if it's at nighttime or anything else.
Okay. So now that you're kind of done with this, you're a little out of breath, right?
Yep.
So physical fitness is important when you're going into the EMS fields, especially fire. And how do you stay in shape? And about how much does this weigh?
Well, I like to just work out, stay active, you know, walk places instead of driving places sometimes, and just practice with the gear on. That'll just help you stay conditioned for physical activities with that gear on.
And what is that, real quick?
So that's our pass alarm. So right here, this is a pass device, and this will tell us how much air we have left, how much battery we have left. And if a firefighter doesn't move for, I believe, 15 seconds, it'll start beeping to alert everybody else, and it'll incrementally increase as they don't move for longer times.
All right, very cool, very cool. Thank you for doing that, I appreciate it. You did a good job.
Thank you.
All right, how about we go look at your simulator? So what we're gonna do real quick is do a simulation in their smokehouse. We're gonna pull their engine out, use their crews, and show you how it's done. So we're breaking down into two crews here. We got an attack line and we got a rescue crew. Rescue crew's going to the front door. They're gonna make entry first, take a look at it, see if they can find any victims, while the attack crew's gonna set up, putting their air bottles on, making sure they're safe, their gear's all together. You see that smoke rolling out of there. He's got a set of irons in his hand, making entry. There's the attack. Notice they go in low. Now rescue goes in. Taps him on the back, let him know where he's at. So the fact that high school students get to do this, normally you have to go to a fire school in order to get this kind of thing. This is incorporated in their high school education. Learning how to pull the hose, making sure they're doing the buddy system right, making sure the accountability. We really appreciate, showing you this.
Thank you so much for coming out. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank
these
you.
guys are doing it right.
Thank you. Thank you. They're a good group.
Just goes to show you how realistic this actually becomes. Okay, two guys are out. So normally, what would you do with this person once you bring them out? What would happen?
Well, they need to be seen by EMS. So normally we would have an ambulance on scene with EMTs and paramedics.
Okay, okay. All right, good. Nice work, guys. So just to let you guys know what just happened, we had a 20 by 20 apartment fire that they had to go into and rescue a victim. So they broke it down into two crews. They had the attack team with the hose line and they had a rescue crew. They were making it through that thick fog, through that thick smoke in order to go get the victim and pull them out. They did a fantastic job of doing that. So we're gonna wrap up here, put the hose back up, but they have a ton more stuff. They have another simulator for both for 911 dispatching and for the police side. So let's go take a look at those two. So we just finished up in the Smokehouse. That was pretty cool to see. Before we go to their sim lab, do us a favor. Hit subscribe, hit notifications so we can keep bringing you more. And we want to thank the Paramedic Coach for sponsoring this video. So I'm going to meet up with their lead instructor one more time.
Hey, how's it going?
Not too bad. We're going to go into your sim lab, right?
Yes, sir. We have two students in there that are going to be practicing a use of force scenario for the law enforcement portion of our program. So they're going to conduct a traffic stop, and they may or may not have to exercise use of force. All right, so this is Charles and Olivia, two students that are interested in becoming police officers someday. They are going to be running a traffic stop scenario that may or may not require them to use force.
Okay, nice to meet you, Charles. Thank you. I forgot the name again?
Olivia.
All right, nice to meet you. So tell me how you guys got into the program.
Well, I've always showed a strong interest in pursuing a career in law enforcement, and once I found out about this program, it just sparked my interest.
Okay, okay. And how old are you?
16.
Okay, and so you are what, in junior, senior?
I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore, okay. All right, so you're early on. How about you, Olivia?
I'm a senior,
Okay.
and I've always just had an interest in policing since I was in preschool. I don't know, I've just always said that I wanted to be a police officer, so. And then I heard about this program, and it was even more than I thought it was going to be because I learned about EMS and fire also, which also showed that I definitely have an interest in EMS stuff too.
Very cool. We appreciate that. Now this room is pretty dark. We got to use the darkness to help with the screen. And you guys are using laser tag, right, basically, to do the scenario, right?
Yeah.
All right, enough talking for me. Let's get started.
you doing today, sir?
You have your identification?
I'm just hanging out here. I do not want to do it. Is it me now? Are you kidding, man? Hey, I'm sorry, sir. We're just.
Hey, don't reach for the gun!
Sir, my hands are right here.
Hands up. Do not.
All right, good job, guys. So, that could demonstrate how quickly things can change. Obviously that's not a routine traffic stop. That's not something that happens often, but you need to be able to have those skills to realize when things are gonna go south on you. So good job.
So how did that make you feel? Well, I thank you guys for doing this. And again, at such a young age, learning how to do this, understanding what's going on in the real world, and the fact that you can use these skills to advance your career is very cool at a high school level. So thank you guys. Keep learning, keep studying, and we'll catch up to you a little bit more. How about we do some of your 911 dispatching too? They're part of the EMS service. So you have a dispatching center here. Let's see how that works.
Sounds good. All righty.
So all aspects of public safety have to have a dispatcher to know what we're going to. And 911 call takers and things like that. You at the school teach that here and understand how that goes on. So we have the opportunity to actually do a 911 call and have you guys call take, correct?
Yes, yeah, this is a lesser known side of public safety, but yeah, we do. We have pretty much a CAD that's set up here that can, our Gabe over here can actually dispatch units to.
Okay.
And take 911 calls.
All right, I'm gonna step out. I'm gonna call you, right? And we're gonna do a call?
Yeah.
All right, let me step out.
While he's stepping out, some things, so these are the MDTs. So typically these would be in the unit. This would be in your fire truck or in your police car. This is what the dispatch is gonna actually come up on. It's almost gonna take the role of a pager. Gabe's gonna receive the call, he's gonna get all the information he needs, and then he's gonna send the dispatch out to our make-believe units for the scenario.
Police, fire, ambulance, what's your emergency?
Yes, my Aunt May is having a heart attack. Can you send an ambulance, please?
Okay, she's having a heart attack? What's her name?
Her name's May.
May. Okay.
Can you send her hurry?
Yeah, can I have your phone number, please?
The phone number is 610-444-9538.
Okay, and what's your location?
I'm at 123 Darby Street, Philly. Are they coming?
Yeah, they're coming.
Okay, she's not doing well. She looks really, really bad.
Is she breathing?
She is breathing right now, but she's all sweaty. She's leaning over. She's not talking to me anymore.
Okay, she's not talking. Does she have a pulse?
M.A. Hold on. M.A. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
New dispatch, code 1.
So you can see he's gonna stay on the line with the caller. He's already dispatched units, they're on the way. There may be some supplemental information that he's gonna get, but you can see on this that this unit has received the call for a heart attack. And now from here, this unit can actually update themselves as responding, which will come up on there. You can now see that the heart attack call is populated, and Gabe can click on that. So he can click on that and view the call, and now he can add any other notes, if he needed to update them about, is she breathing, what's going on with her, and then that will update on here in real time. And he can also manage the units as well.
Thank you for doing that. That was so cool to kind of get that side of it. I normally respond to the 911s, not call 911. So, the one thing I noticed that you were very calm. You were very deliberate when you were talking to me on the phone. So did it take a while to learn that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So now, what was your name again?
Gabe.
And what year are you in?
That's my second year. I'm a junior.
You're a junior. Well, we appreciate it. Hopefully everything turns out okay. Maybe one day I'll be talking to you on the phone. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
The next scenario that we're going to show you is a traumatic injury. This is a gentleman that was riding a motorcycle and was struck by a car and run over. Ooh. So these guys just arrived on scene. They immediately saw the life threats. He's putting a tourniquet on. So he kind of put his knee down there to slow the bleeding, but he's putting another tourniquet on. She's got hers on, tightening it up now. So he's got his tourniquet on. Still has a little bit of oozing going on. He's putting direct pressure on it. She's finally got hers. Now you got to remember, the arteries in the leg are much bigger than the ones in the arm, so it's a little bit more difficult to stop. But with the tourniquet placed in the right area and tight enough, she got that bleeding to stop. At this moment in time, now they're going to have to get ready to transport. Good job, guys. Thank you for doing that. Can you explain to us what you guys actually did?
So, rolled up on scene, right? So he's bleeding from two extremities. So Kylie put direct pressure on his femoral artery, try and stop that bleeding a little bit. Applied tourniquet right above the wound right there, as you can see. Stop the bleeding, awesome. And I did that one right there, right next to his arm. Right, stop the bleeding again from his forearm. And applied direct pressure afterwards with a bandage, just to make sure that everything was.
Is this something pretty typical that EMS would have to take care of?
Yeah, definitely, for sure. A lot of traumatic accidents, especially on the highway, all the time. Very frequently.
Wow. And you guys have learned this. How long did it take you to learn how to do this?
A couple months. Pretty easy stuff, honestly. Okay. After a while, after enough practice, pretty simple.
All right, and for our viewers, what's your name?
I'm Lucas.
And how old are you?
I'm 17.
So what grade are you in?
I'm senior.
All right, thank you for doing this. How about you?
I'm Kylie. I am a junior.
Okay.
I'm 16.
All right, I appreciate you guys doing this. How do you guys feel about learning this stuff at such young age?
I think it's better younger, because then you grow up and you get more opportunities.
Okay. I think it's great for the experience, honestly, because there's no way to get more experience and out in the field faster than going through high school. It's just the best option.
Yeah. This is very cool to see. The fact that you guys were able to do that. This is advanced skill stuff that military teaches, and you guys are learning it in high school.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right. So how about we go back to the classroom? We'll talk a little bit more, and we'll finish this up.
Sounds good.
All right. So the next room we're coming into is the classroom. With any good education, you have to have classroom time. So tell us a little bit about what you have here.
Sure, yeah, so this is our classroom. We usually start off our weeks with theory, usually the method behind the madness, so why you're getting in and doing hands-on things. You know, a good example, this week we are covering hazardous materials in several different aspects, but started out in here and then we're working on damming and diking, you know, as the week moves on. So there's theory and concept you have to learn in the classroom, and then you can put it into motion out in the lab area.
Okay, so it's not all just about doing labs.
No, not at all. I mean, it depends. It can be up to a 50-50 split, I would say. You know, up to half of it being, you know, theory time or classroom time.
Okay. How do the students make it into the program? Do they have to apply? Do they?
Great question. Yeah, so every student does have to apply. They have to submit a letter. They can apply through their district. We also have an application process online as well.
Okay. Do they have to hold a certain grade point average to stay?
Yeah, there's certain grade point averages that are stipulated, and it can be a competitive process. It depends. You know, we're capped at 50 students total, 25 in our AM, 25 in our PM, and so, you know, that's why we stress the importance of getting applications in early and making sure that, you know, you're keeping up with your grades and all that stuff.
So just like real world, it's going to be a competitive field. You want to be able to be at the top of your game, make sure your grades are good, make sure your physical fitness is good in order to get those jobs, just like any application for a fire department, police department, or EMS service.
100%.
So you got a great facility here. You got all the equipment needed, including your overheads, whiteboards, and things like that.
Everything we need in here,
so, very cool to see. Thank you for inviting us out.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
Once again, this is Heroes Next Door. We're doing a Station Cribs. And do us a favor, hit that subscribe, hit that notification so we can keep bringing you more. Once again, we want to thank the Paramedic Coach for sponsoring this video.